Most people compare two vehicles by looking at the sticker price, and in this case, that would make the RAV4 look like the clear financial winner. However, the sticker price is only the first bill.
So we modeled both SUVs across 8 years and 120,000 miles. Toyota wins 2 rounds and Tesla wins 2 rounds. But one monthly expense most buyers never check before purchasing can completely reverse the results. Round 1 is the number every shopper sees: purchase price. Now, we're only looking at MSRP, and we'll come back to why a little bit later.
For trim level, we wanted to pick popular trims for the Toyota RAV4. The most popular trim across the United States historically and currently is the RAV4 Hybrid XLE Premium All-Wheel Drive. Now, this is not the plug-in hybrid, this is just the regular mild hybrid. The MSRP for that is $37,500. For the Tesla, we picked the Tesla Model Y Standard All-Wheel Drive. That was $41,990. An important note on price. This is a huge differentiator between these two vehicles. Tesla is direct to consumer, and Toyota is a traditional classic franchise dealership model. So what does that mean? For us, it means that at our local dealership, the XLE, as I said, is the most popular trim. There's literally like 80% of what's available in inventory is this XLE trim. However, none of them are even close to $37,500. They're more likely to be around $40,000, $41,000, and that's because they come with optional add-ons, extras, whatever. And then you might live in a place like I know that Salt Lake City and Boise, Idaho love to add on that third brake light flickery thing and all these other options, so you might have that. And then on top of all of that, you have the destination fee. Both vehicles have that. And on top of that, you have, for franchise dealers at Toyota, you're going to have some kind of document fee. For us in our local area, I've seen that as low as $499. For our dealership here in town, it's $799, and then where I grew up in the Northeast, it's as much as $1,500. So that is an important distinction. On paper, the RAV4 looks like the clear winner, but also right now, the 2026 RAV4 Hybrid just came out, and so there are also market adjustments. None of that exists with the Tesla. What you see is what you get. You can definitely go to a showroom and get one for $41,990 as the base spec. You're gonna have a hard time doing that for the RAV4 right now. That means that the RAV4 is $4,490 ahead. So the RAV4 wins on price.
Assuming both vehicles can be purchased at their stated MSRP, Tesla now has 8 years to make up nearly $4,500. So let's get into the bill that Toyota owners can't eliminate: gas.
So let's take a look at fueling both of these vehicles to go 120,000 miles. For the RAV4 XLE Premium All-Wheel Drive,
it was 41 miles per gallon, but we're taking a more conservative approach and we're gonna say 39 miles per gallon. Now, we are being fair and we're doing the same with the Tesla. The EPA rated the Tesla Model Y Standard All-Wheel Drive at 26 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. We're gonna say there's some losses in charging and the drivetrain, so we rate it at 31 kilowatt hours per 100 miles.
We're also not going to pretend that the Tesla is just on exclusively home charging, so we followed the standard American travel pattern, which is that 90% of the time your car is used for regular commuting and 10% of the time is for road trips. We put the average price per kilowatt hour in the United States, and that was 18.3 cents. That's 90% of these miles, and then 10% of these miles is represented as public fast charging, which was 45 cents per kilowatt hour. Up to this point, just on MSRP, the Tesla is already almost $4,500 behind. So where did the fueling price, the final numbers for fueling land?
So for 120,000 miles for the RAV4 at $4.09 a gallon, we're looking at around $12,600 to fuel your car. For the Model Y with our mix of home and supercharging, we're looking at around $7,800 to fuel the car. So already in this section alone, the Tesla has made up that difference and more. That made a $4,800 difference just in this section. For fueling, it puts the Tesla Model Y ahead by $310.
The RAV4 is a monumental success in terms of efficiency for an SUV. However, it's no match for the Tesla Model Y or any EV for that matter.
So Tesla has taken the lead now, but only by a few $100s. So let's see which car comes ahead in the next section, maintenance.
This is where things start to get really interesting. Toyota has legendary reliability. The 2026 RAV4 only comes in a hybrid trim. So this is similar to the Camry when it was launched in 2025. It only comes in a hybrid trim now. You have mild hybrid, and then you can also look at the plug-in hybrid. We're not looking at the plug-in for this because that's another $10,000 more. But this is where things really start to get interesting because in addition to having legendary reliability, Toyota also has the Toyota Care Plan. So for 2 years or 25,000 miles, you don't have to worry about those oil changes, air filters, and things like that. Whereas the Tesla, you don't get anything like that. That being said, gasoline engines and hybrids still have a lot of moving pieces that need to be maintained over the course of 120,000 miles. So Carson, can you break it down for us?
Yes, so after those 2 years and 25,000 miles, the owner is now responsible for engine and oil filters, engine and cabin air filters, spark plugs, engine and hybrid system fluids, inspections, tire rotation, tires, and normal brake and battery wear.
Now, EVs are not immune from maintenance, but what are some of the standard things on an EV that you'll have to maintain during that time?
So definitely tires. Those are probably the #1 maintenance item on an EV, but you also have tire rotations, cabin filters, brake fluid checks, brake inspections, maybe new brakes at 120,000 miles, and normal wear-related services. So while the Tesla does give a little bit of an advantage to the Toyota with more expensive tires, the Tesla does not have an engine or exhaust system to maintain. So what does that look like over 8 years? Well, for the RAV4, you're gonna be spending around $4,600. For the Model Y, you're gonna be looking at around $3,100. So that makes the difference for this section around $1,500, and that puts the Model Y even further ahead at around $1,810. For this section, we're assuming that nothing catastrophic happened, like no engines are blowing up, no transmissions are failing, no battery failure, stuff like that. It's just normal routine maintenance.
Tesla doesn't win the maintenance section because we assume that the RAV4 breaks. It wins the maintenance section because even the most reliable engines still need to be maintained.
But the final round is the one that punishes many EV owners the most.
So this one will probably be everyone's least favorite section. It's such a big hot topic that we've literally made videos dedicated to this subject in and of itself, and we're talking about insurance. I debated putting this section in because there are so many factors that go into insurance. You have your driving history, you have your where you live, your zip code, your area, your age, your coverage limits, your deductible, annual mileage, bundling, insurer, whether you are leasing or owning your car. There are so many factors that go into this, and because the political nature that's been around EVs for the last couple of years, there's been a lot of misreporting on all EVs when it comes to insuring them. What do the actual numbers really look like?
So because insurance varies so much by all the different factors that Perry mentioned, there's no way we can accurately get insurance numbers for both cars. And because of that, we're going to do this section a little bit different. We're going to tell you guys how much more the Model Y actually has to cost than the RAV4 to make the RAV4 more cost effective over the 8 years, 120,000 miles. Right now, after the purchase price, fueling, and maintenance, the Model Y is about $1,810 ahead. So for the RAV4 to break even with the Model Y needs to cost about $19 more per month to insure. Anything past that, the RAV4 is the winner.
From my experience, having lived out west, having lived in the Northeast, having lived in the Mid-Atlantic, and having spent some time with family who have owned multiple Teslas in the South Atlantic region, I can tell you this. The numbers that have been estimated for Tesla and for EVs in general online, when you look up insurance quotes, is vastly overstated. Now I have some hypotheses on why that is, and we have some videos that help break that down. However, having owned 5 Teslas and 8 EVs in total, I've noticed that EVs do tend to be a little bit more expensive, but we're talking to the tune of 5% to 15% at most over an internal combustion engine vehicle. We looked all over. We really wanted to have a number for the insurance section. The problem is Some people are paying less than the new RAV4 for their Tesla Model Y, and some people are paying more. And so it's literally all over the place. And the other problem is both of these vehicles are redesigns for 2026. And so there's not a lot of pricing for this specific trim, for these specific models yet. And so I would expect the Tesla overall to be probably about 10% more expensive for insurance. Also, with FSD, with full self-driving now, there are some packages that insurance agencies are saying, okay, if you do 90% full self-driving, it's literally so safe, we'll give you X amount of discount on your insurance.
Now, before we get to the final score sheet, we need to address the elephant in the room: depreciation.
So we've also made videos on this as well. It's kind of just as controversial as insurance. The big thing to keep in mind with depreciation is I would caution you guys against not buying an EV because of the depreciation. The big thing that's misrepresented and misreported by media outlets is the fact that EVs had the federal tax credit for years. So you have the $7,500 that's coming from the federal government. A lot of states had local state point of sale incentives. So when you look at that, you have $7,500 off plus the $4,000 from the state. The used market treated all of these EVs as if everyone got the tax credit. So what most people don't realize is the depreciation looks at $25,000 to $50,000 when it was new, but the reality is most people were paying $39,000, $38,000 for it. The depreciation, when you factor in what most people actually paid in practice, is much more close to that than it is in reality. The other thing that doesn't get taken into account on the other side of this spectrum is for internal combustion engine vehicles that are highly desirable, there's a market adjustment for that vehicle that's happening right now. So that doesn't get taken into account. The dealer document fees, the franchise dealership model, the extra fees, the low jack, all those other things don't get taken into the depreciation. The optional packages, whether it's door stripping to protect your car from hitting somebody in the parking lot, whatever, like all these extra packages that the dealer decides to put on discretionarily, those don't get taken into the depreciation. So you have a situation where EVs look like they have horrible depreciation, and internal combustion engine vehicles, hybrids, look like they have incredible depreciation, when the pendulum could not be more different in reality on how people are actually spending money.
Just like we're modeling this comparison on only the MSRP price and not including incentives or dealer discounts or even surcharges, dealer fees, stuff like that. That's what everybody who models depreciation does too. They model it only off MSRP and they don't take into account all the things that Perry just mentioned.
So let's go into the final numbers and see who came out on top.
So let's go back through the sections. For the purchase price of the RAV4, you're at $37,500. For the Model Y Standard all-wheel drive, you're at $41,990. For fueling the cars, for the RAV4, you're at $12,600 over the 8 years, 120,000 miles. For the Model Y, you're at $7,800. For maintenance and wear, for the RAV4, you're at $4,600. And for the Model Y, you are at $3,100. So that brings the total before insurance for the RAV4, brings it to $54,700. And for the Model Y, it's $52,890. So that leaves a gap of around $1,810.
So I don't think the real big story here is that, oh, you save $1,000 over an 8-year period. 8 years and $120,000 is a lot of your time. I don't think it's just about the money. I think the part that's surprising is the car that started out nearly $5,000 more expensive ended up being $2,000 less expensive in the long run. And this isn't necessarily a Tesla versus Toyota only video. The bigger story here is that I see a lot of people make the mistake of not evaluating any two cars on TCO or total cost of ownership. Total cost of ownership is such a big deal because of this exact reason. There's a $6,000 ultimate delta between these two vehicles. Both of these cars bring an immense amount of value to the table. Both of them have some awesome reputations and features and things that they offer. I will, however, say, and I know people are going to rush to the comments and say this, the Tesla can drive itself. And the RAV4 is not at that level yet. So, I don't know, would you guys pick the Tesla Model Y standard all-wheel drive, or would you pick the 2026 redesigned RAV4 mild hybrid all-wheel drive? You guys will have to let us know what you think in the comments. After going over this video, I think for me personally, I enjoy the driving experience of the lower center of gravity, the faster acceleration, the less time at the shop, and being able to just get in your car and not think about how many miles between my next oil change and figuring all that out.
If you guys like this video, definitely hit the like and subscribe button and sign up for our newsletter in the description so you don't miss when we drop our next video. We'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.